Welcome, and thank you for joining the weekly Lunar Living live stream. Today is April 20th. I'm Cholena Casa, Satmom, SATMOM.com, and this is our energetic overview. Let me mute this. There we go. So we don't hear myself, the echo. Third time is a charm. So huge technical difficulties this week. Thank you for coming on. Let me just attend to a couple of technical difficulties. Make sure people have the link to see this, and I actually have volume this time. So they always say the third time is a charm, right? All right. Thank you. Please let me know if you can hear the volume. Say hello. Let me know that you are here. Oh, okay. April 20th. Sun just moved into Taurus. We've got the waxing moon this week. We just had a new moon in Aries on Friday. So we've been working with the stellium of planets in Aries, and on Friday we had a magnitude of this fiery Aries energy with the sun, the new moon, Saturn, Neptune. Now I'm losing track. Mars and Mercury, all in Aries. So a lot of fire. I hope everybody had a good weekend. The tricky part about this past weekend is if we dove into conflict in general, especially the Iran conflict, then it could get it could have gotten a little tricky this past weekend. I'm going to pull up my notes for this beautiful chat once again. We're going to do it again. So here we are in the waxing moon, rooting into the Taurus energy, moving with the Gemini energy, feeling through Cancer. And then on Friday, we will have the first quarter moon in Leo. So let's talk about what this all means. First, let's come into the space again, come into our body, take a deep breath. Find your sits bones, find your feet if you're standing, soften your body for a moment, just scanning from your toes to up your body, feet, legs, thighs, noticing the heaviness of your hips, coming into this Taurus energy, letting yourself get heavy and connect with the ground. Sway a little bit, let your hips root. And when you feel rooted and you sit back into your sits bones, when you're grounded through your tail, spine naturally rises. You can sway a little bit. Breathing in through your nose, softening your face and your jaw, opening your mouth. Just releasing out of your mouth your breath. Softening your face, your eyes, your tongue, your jaw. Open your jaw a little, side to side. Move your neck. Take a moment to slow down. Receive the energy of Taurus, the bull. So strong but grounded. Can move fast, but always knows what is moving fast, what is moving fast towards. So after the fire of all that Aries energy of the new moon, Taurus helps us settle. So we've talked about slowing down, coming to the body. So letting what has already begun really begin to root here. This is where vision meets earth through presence, not force. So this week, we're not really figuring everything out. Although the moon in Gemini today and tomorrow will be very um, airy, mental energy moving, staying close to what feels real and allowing instead of forcing. So lots of ideas may be coming in. Vision may be building, but we're not hammering it down into one thing. We're saying playful with it. We're saying communicative about it. Maybe we're communicating and opening up ideas about it the first 2 days of this week. Doesn't need pressure. So continuing to call on the Taurus energy by letting the vision continuously connect with the body. Connect with the body. So that'll be an underlying theme for the whole next month. So just starting it intentionally these next couple of days. As the moon moves through Gemini, thoughts, ideas, conversations. So you may find lots of interpersonal connections here and ideas shifting. So, noticing how they're just kind of forming, but not landing yet, letting your mind move without having it land anywhere hard. Cancer moon, Wednesday and Thursday, emotions are going to rise. Our bodies will speak a little bit differently here, and the feelings will be deeper. So it's about not connecting them to old stories, noticing emotion is energy in motion. So being committed to letting it move. And this may feel uncomfortable because we've been trained to control or suppress, but consciously not controlling, not suppressing the emotion, and consciously being committed to following it safely to completion. What does that look like? Not eating, scrolling, distracting, over exercising, smoking, drinking, sex just to move into a different space in your head. This is staying present with it more. And if the emotions just, got us, consciously moving away from the story. You can use tapping to release the story when the story feels like it's just too um, deep to move away from. So releasing it consciously, moving your body, shaking to some powerful music, getting out in nature. You can go somewhere where there's no people around and scream loudly, shake your body, like really while it out. Or if your body's feeling really tender, you can do this in a more controlled way and still release all of that energy from your nervous system. The way animals do in the wild when they've escaped a predator, they shake off that. But we've been trained to suppress, to just, once that crisis is averted, to still your body again and be presentable. Don't mind that. Don't mind that. Because when we stay with the emotion, when we follow it all the way through to the end, where it's just not active anymore, we are inherently nourishing our inner child, regardless of whether we're consciously speaking with our inner child. Staying present for the emotion equals self-acceptance, and our inner child responds to that with an increased sense of personal safety. This brings relaxation in your body, the ability to connect with your body more deeply. We reclaim held back parts of self, as the emotions that were not okay once are now okay. They don't have to be okay with anybody else in the world. They can be okay with us. And we release stored tension. So, that tension in your neck that's been like irritating for years, or, that tension in your lower back or your hips, these are just old emotions that never got released. So when we start to consciously give space for them, even if you only have a few minutes, you can gently move into making space for them, rather than saying that they're not okay, suppressing them, pretending they're not there. Tension is often a no that was never expressed. So we've talked about shaking can be a great way of releasing that. Let the tears flow. It's been scientifically proven that the chemical constitution of our tears shifts, whether we're having happy tears or sad tears. So here's another way to alchemize those chemicals of suppression from our bodies and get them out. Another great way is through sweating. If we're working with our fascia and lymph, peeing will happen more. And when we're moving a lot, our fascia and our lymph move. So we're going to naturally pee more. So hydrate yourself as well while you're doing this. Anytime emotions come through, also hydrate yourself. Emotions run on the element of water. So anytime we're emotional, whether we cry or not, give yourself extra water. One hand on your heart, one hand on your lower belly. Take a deep breath in. Where does this land for you? In through your nose, all the way to full, big belly. Exhale, open your mouth, soften your jaw, soften your tongue, make a little sound. Land deeper in your hips, deeper in your sits bones. Connect with your chair. Breathe in fully. What is moving through me right now that I haven't fully let move? Maybe even noticing a little bit of fear coming in because you never did let this move. There is some sort of authentic expression. Can I allow it? Can I allow the emotion? The more we allow the emotion without needing to fix it, let the silence work with it. Let your presence work with it. So that's the medicine of the Cancer moon. And as we sit with that, it empowers the medicine of the Leo first quarter moon on Friday. So Leo is back into fire, courageous authenticity. The Leo first quarter moon on Friday. So the first quarter is a little bit of resistance here. It's where do I need to fine tune myself to empower my vision even further? Not force it or pressurize it, but where do I show up in my truth to take a larger expression or one small step toward greater authenticity and greater visibility? So this is also the place where doubts might arise, hesitation may show up, but it's also the place where we're called to ask, will I meet my vision with courage? And the Leo moon will help us show up for that. So it's an opportunity to lean into that rather than the doubt or the hesitation that may rise. So courage isn't big, huge actions. It's not ego stomping all over other people. This is small, imperfect, unrushed, honest step toward your own vision, your own dream. Not anything that has ever been coached into you externally. This is a dream that's lived probably in you since you were young. And it's a dream you didn't fully have the courage to act on yet. But now is the time. So with this moon cycle, we are walking with the original clan mother, Looks Far Woman. This is the 4th moon cycle. And her medicine is in the vision, in receiving the vision, in all the ways the vision comes in. And in order to receive the vision, we have to move out of our ego and drop into stillness, drop into a little bit of trust. So the Taurus sun is really helping us with that. I honor my vision even before it fully forms. I allow the details to gently take shape, and I stay open and receptive to the wisdom that is coming to me at all times. Then as the week moves towards the end of the week into Friday, I honor my vision by giving it just a little bit more form. So here we have Taurus, rooting, earthing, sensing, connecting with the sensations and the pleasures of being here now in the moment. Gemini, mental energy, communication, things are moving. Okay, so that's today and tomorrow. Wednesday, Cancer moon, feeling, moving with the feelings, letting them complete, or committing to getting closer to that, right? We don't have to be perfect here. Just moving in that direction creates more inner trust, more inner spaciousness. Friday's Leo first quarter moon, expression, deeper authenticity, a little bit more visibility, and a little bit of that discomfort in moving through that process. So this week our vision takes form softly through presence and feeling, communication and curiosity through small aligned movements. And then Friday, we're called into a simple, courageous action to support that vision. So this week, let's stay close to ourselves. This is where everything we're building begins, right here, remembering that it's already here. So I'm inviting you to move gently into it. Create space for the courage and courageous moment at the end of the week. And I also want to offer you and invite you into a special, very special little gathering we're doing next week, free in the Sacred Waters group on Facebook. We're doing a free 3-day water fast called Attune. This is self-led and self-cultivated. We're going to be creating a beautiful container for it. There's lots of fasting resources so that you can do this gently and in full communication with yourself. So this is an opportunity to lighten the load and come into further alignment with your vision and your dreams. I look forward to seeing you next week and in the groups. Thank you so much. Take care, and I will see you again soon.